Hello, folks. Again, welcome to the Horizons Foundation Community Issues 2024 Request for Proposals Workshop. My name is Joshua Delphine. I'm the Senior Program Officer here at Horizons Foundation, and I'll be leading our time together. Again, I want to appreciate all of your time and dedication to the community and to LGBTQ folks that you all provide. This PowerPoint presentation should take us about maybe 20-25 minutes. Once it's completed, I'll stop recording and I'll open it up for questions. Again, feel free to put in questions into the chat and we'll address it once we stop recording. To get us started, we'll go through an agenda of our time together. Talk a little bit about the purpose, which we've done, share with you Horizons mission, some of our other funding opportunities, and then we'll dive right into community issues. We'll talk about the eligibility, priorities, and the approach that we take here at Horizons Foundation. We'll share a couple of updates that we have for this year's cycle, and then we'll talk about the decision-making process that Horizons Foundation embarks upon. And then at the end, we'll open it up for questions and answers. The Horizons Foundation mission, I'll read this out. We are the world's first community foundation of, by, and for LGBTQ people. Horizons invest in LGBTQ nonprofits, where we look to strengthen a culture of LGBTQ giving and build a permanent endowment to secure our community's future for generations to come. We have a couple of different programs, departments here at Horizons Foundation. I work on the programs end of it, and that's where I'll spend the majority of our time together. For those who don't know, Horizons Foundation is based here in the Bay Area of California. We focus on 9 counties. I'll read those out for folks. Alameda, Contra Costa, Marin, Napa, San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara, Solano, and Sonoma. In case you're wondering why these 9 counties, basically these are the 9 counties that touch Bay water. Touch briefly about some of the opportunities that we provide here at Horizons. We have the LGBTQ Donor Engagement Program. The Donor Engagement Program supports the annual fundraising for organizations that have a budget of over 1 million, as well as any organization that is having an anniversary year, a 5-year, 10-year anniversary year of any budget size. Again, these have to be LGBTQ primary organizations that are here in the 9 counties of the Bay Area. And you can find more information on our horizonsfoundation.org page. We also provide a number of scholarships and fellowships here at Horizons Foundation. Again, we invite you to look at the website to sort of understand the issue areas, the demographics, and the targeted population that each of these scholarships reach out to. And the last one is our flagship, which is what brings all of you here today, is our community issues grant making opportunity. The Community Issues Grant provides general operating support to LGBTQ organizations and programs based in our local community, again, the 9 counties of the SF Bay Area. Central to our mission, we support these organizations, programs, services, and advocacy where we help advance a world where all LGBTQ people live freely and fully. We do this through 4 funding issue areas: advocacy and civil rights, arts and culture, which includes artists, community building and leadership, which could include community centers, and health and humane services. The way we manage our program and support organizations, we aim towards these trust-based philanthropy principles. I'll read through them. We provide unrestricted funding or general operating support grants to organizations. We provide opportunities for multi-year funding, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next couple of slides. We try to be as transparent and responsive in our grant making. So the information that we're providing today, the information on our website, should be as clear as possible. We try to provide clear priorities and guidelines, which is our time together today. And we try to offer support beyond the check. So that's conversations with each of you to sort of who are the other funders in the area that you're working in, and try to provide greater information and guidance. We look to always continue to improve our grant making process and criteria. That means trying to make the application as streamlined as possible. And then we reaffirm our open door approach. So we offer these RFP presentations. We are also offering Zoom open office hours at the end of the month. I'll share those dates at the end of our presentation today. We also invite folks to schedule time with me to have a conversation, and that could be done through the grants@horizonsfoundation.org. I'll drop that into the chat at the end of this presentation. And again, we invest in LGBTQ grassroots organizations and programs. Our one update for this year is our maximum grant size is up to 20,000 for this year. For those that are returning or folks that are familiar with community issues, our previous grant size is up to 15,000. For this year, it's up to 20,000. The duration, again, it's a 1-year grant, and we're looking to increase the percentage of grants out the door that are multi-year. And for us, multi-year means a 2-year grant. To give you a percentage for 2026, we're looking to have 40% of our grants to be a 2-year grant. So we're trying to get towards that 50% of all grants out the door are a multi-year award. Discuss a little bit about the eligibility for our organizations and for community issues. Before I jump into the next slide, all of our grants fall into either an LGBTQ primary organizations, which I'll give the definition, or a program under a non-LGBTQ primary organization. And I'll again share the definition for that in the next slide, next 2 slides. How we define an LGBTQ primary organization. So this is an organization whose mission clearly includes the LGBTQ population and is the primary focus of the work. An example of that could be the National Center for Lesbian Rights, clearly where their population focus is LGBTQ folks, where the staff and board predominantly reflect the LGBTQ community and primarily serves LGBTQ folks 65% or more. And we do ask for demographics information in our application for that information. Again, the organization should primarily serve and be in the Bay Area in those 9 counties and have a budget of under 1 million. This is for an LGBTQ primary organization. For organizations that are housed under a non-LGBTQ primary organizations, exceptions are made for programs if they serve in an area without sufficient LGBTQ primary organizations providing comparable services or reach to a specific LGBTQ population. Again, 9 counties of the Bay Area and have a budget of under 1 million. A great example of this type of organization would be LGBTQ Connections out in Sonoma and Napa, where there is no other comparable services that they are providing. In 2018, we did a community assessment to sort of see where are our priority populations. And I'll share those out with folks. These are looking for organizations whose missions focus on, are led by, and primarily serve 65% or more of transgender folks or LGBTQ folks of color. These are also organizations that primarily serve LGBTQ youth ages 24 and younger, elders 55 and older, and asylees and or refugees. For more information on what this looks like, please look at the community needs assessment that's also located on our website. And of course, 2018 was 6 years ago. We're looking to update that information for the next couple of cycles. For the updates, one of our target populations has been the bisexual community. For this year, we're looking to make sure that we are addressing the needs of the bisexual population. So bisexual organizations whose mission focus on, are led by, and primarily serve the bisexual community 65% or more. That's not new, that's just what we've been doing for the last year. What is new is that we also are going to include any bisexual program that primarily serves 65% or more of the bisexual community housed within an LGBTQ primary organization of any organization budget size. The next couple of slides, we'll talk about the application format, the questions, and then we'll dive into how we make decisions. If you click on any of our Apply Now buttons on our website, you'll go directly to our Founded platform. This is what we use to gather information to enter our applications. Our application is broken out into 4 sections. For LGBT organizations, we ask for your background. For artists or art organizations, we also ask for your background. We ask for purpose of request and anticipated results, very general question that most foundations request. And then we ask for evaluations and results, and then 3 compelling reasons. I want to make it super clear that please complete the 3 compelling reasons portion. It is really helpful as reviewers are reviewing your application to sort of see what is it, the work that you're doing and what makes this work compelling. I won't dive into each of these sections, but I will share what we ask under the purpose of request and anticipated results. For the non-arts organizations, we ask that you state the issues or needs to be addressed and describe its impact on the LGBTQ population. We ask you to please include any relevant data regarding the LGBTQ community or population, and then state how this grant will be used, how the request will enhance capacity, sustainability, and/or impact. For the arts folks, we ask you to please put your work in the cultural artistic context of LGBTQ or queer arts. And as well, if this organization or project is intended to reach a population historically and/or currently underserved by arts programming, please describe the target audience. For the arts projects, we ask that you do submit a work sample, either visual or audio works or written works. The application offers you an opportunity to put a link or to upload information if it's a written work. These are some updates to the application. We now have tables for the demographics and for the finance budget information. For finance budget information, that will have to be put in every year. Please enter the expenses as a -100. They haven't been able to make it automatic. So you have to put it in as a -100 or whatever the number might be. For demographics, we are asking that you input the information. This year, we're hoping to fix the table so that the information rolls over from previous years, but for now, for this year, you will need to input that demographic information. Unless we fix it, we'll let you all know. This is just an example of what the financial information looks like, pretty standard. If you were to receive an award and you were looking to complete the follow-up report at the end of the year, you'll see 2 new columns here to input any updated information or data that relates to your financials. We're now here at the tail end of our couple of last slides. Horizons Foundation, our decision-making process is through a participatory grant-making process. So program staff here does not make decisions for applications. It is reviewed by a review committee. And that review committee is made up of 15 individuals from across the Bay Area. Each of these folks has an expertise, either in advocacy, community, health, arts. They review the applications, they score them, they come together for a full-day meeting to have conversation, discussion, and make recommendations for those applications and awardees. It is a mix of new and returning reviewers, elders, young folks. We want to make sure that it reflects the diversity of the Bay Area. Just to give you an idea of how the scoring looks for our applications, the purpose of request takes up the chunk here at 30%. The impact of your work is 20%. Background budget, 10% each. The evaluations, 15%. And then the 3 compelling reasons, also 15%. Oftentimes folks won't complete the 3 compelling reasons. And while it's not the deciding piece here, because there is a conversation around each application, it does sort of impact the score. Some key dates here, the application opened July 22nd. We'll offer some office hours that you can find on our website, starting the week of August 19th. We'll also do a couple of in-person RFP presentations out in Sebastopol, as well as Contra Costa. We'll share the dates on our website. The application deadline is August 26th, that's a Monday. The review panel will meet in person in November of 2024. And we'll make notification in December 2024. For those who are familiar with their cycle, this is a couple of months earlier than previous cycles. We want to make sure that we're capturing it in the calendar year, completing the cycle within the calendar year. Couple of tips: plan ahead, of course. Send us an email if you'd like to chat or join our office hours. Please enter the data as requested. Another tip here, community-led storytelling. For these reviewers, they may not be familiar with the abbreviation, so please spell out anything that you think is relevant. And tell a story in your application. For lots of reviewers, for lots of folks, a story has a greater impact than sort of hard data in your application. But you all are experts in your work. Feel free to complete the application that works for you. We do ask you to review the community assessment, sort of see what is our target population and priorities for Horizons Foundation. Here's our office hours that we'll be providing via Zoom, Tuesday, August 20th and Thursday, August 22nd, from 2 to 3 both times. I want to mention, my role here at Horizons Foundation is to have conversations with you all and to help facilitate you providing the best application. Again, program staff does not play a role in decision-making. We're just here to make sure that you submit the best application that works for your organization. Last slide here, we're going to move it into questions and answers, and then I'll drop this email address into the chat as well. At this point, I'll stop recording and we will open it up for questions.